Rolling Stone magazine, then and now. 50 years ago, in October 1971, Rolling Stone magazine cost a whopping 60 cents. That'd be $4.20 in today's dollars. We had an article on the Beach Boys, who I love, Black Sabbath, I also love them. Bangladesh, that was a political article that was going on back then, and then an article about wild cannabis. So, looks pretty good to me. I see nothing wrong here. But let's look on the inside of these magazines. Here's the current October 2021 Rolling Stone. We got a Foo Fighters article, greatest songs of all time, supposedly. Charlie Watts, and this one costs $10 on the newsstand. All right, let's dig in. Both of them have about 1/3 advertising. This edition has 82 pages. This one has 62. But of course, this came out every 2 weeks. So keep that in mind. This is a monthly now. All right, we're going to go through the magazine, just take a glance. We got a tobacco ad there. We got him. Got him again. Contents. We got a little streetwear ad. We've got a whole list of the people who made the magazine. A few little articles here that don't look like much. Another page here that's about environmentalists, an ad, and 2 ads here on environmental stuff. Got a big picture here of a mask and a lady, so more big pictures. Another Rolling Stone ad, another big picture, not much of an article. And here we got a few pictures and half a page of some articles, 2/3 of a page of pictures and a little bit of article. And here we've got another about 2/3, about half the page of pictures, half page article. Got a Beatles article here. That's one I would probably glance at and read about Let It Be, although it's not new anymore. And here's Rick Ross again. More just big pictures of Rick sitting around on his tractor, looking cool, I guess. A James Bond article here, half the page is a picture. Here we've got more 007 stuff. I guess that's still in the news. More Bond here. Oh, no, this is Gary Fukunaga, whoever that is. I don't know who that is. I guess that's the new James Bond. Jay Cortez, whoever that is. Lindsey Buckingham, looking still pretty good. His latest album's pretty good. Another cigarette ad. Now we've got, make sure I do this justice. There we have an article here on Lindsey. So this is all Lindsey Buckingham. Not bad. Kevin McCarthy's MAGA takeover, whatever that is. And there's another full-page cartoon ad, a picture. And there's an article. This is about Trump. So I guess if you're interested in all that, you'd be reading that one. And now the Foo Fighters article. Of course, mostly pictures, just big pictures of them. And now we get to the article, the meat of the article here. Another half page taken out with a picture and an article. And same here. So like half page picture, half page article. So we're getting some written word here. And now in another article here on Charlie Watts, a little bit of text. A big picture of Charlie, like, you know, that's nice to see, but I don't know how important it is. A few more pictures, more half page of article, and more 2/3 page of pictures. So you get a lot of pictures here. A little bit of writing, more pictures. There's a nice page of articles on Charlie Watts and more on Charlie Watts. So a nice tribute to him. And then we get another ad for tobacco, it's the third one. And now you get the 100 greatest songs of all time, which I didn't agree. I did another video on that. Check the one before this one. Respect, it's a great song. I don't know if it's one of the greatest songs of all time. Aretha Franklin, definitely one of the greatest singers. Respect's a great song. Fight the Power, a great song. Not necessarily one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion anyway. And so there you get more picture of Kurt Cobain and his little mention here of his song. And then so forth. It goes on and on. We're talking about the greatest songs according to Rolling Stone. And some of these were songs I would never have considered to be the greatest. There's a Geico ad. And there's another ad, Geico again, 2-page ad. And there's more of the so-called greatest songs, greatest songs, greatest songs. So they do that one justice, even though the songs they picked weren't necessarily great. Jolene, you're going to tell me that's one of the greatest singles of all time? I just can't agree with a lot of these picks. Kiss, nice song, but not one of the greatest songs of all time. Sorry. 99 Problems, a song I never heard of, so I can't consider that one of the greatest of all time. And then another page here of just who voted, who cares. Ringo promoting his album. That's a decent ad. Nice picture of Ringo. Another ad here for Rolling Stone, their own clothing line. Casey Musgrave, whoever she is. I don't care about that picture or her. And another page here, Las Nas, whatever. You know, just stuff, I guess, that appeals to some of you out there. Sands of, oh, this is Dune review. I guess that's not too bad. The Velvet Underground movie, good movie. I saw that one. Excellent. That's probably the best article I've seen in the magazine so far, other than probably the Charlie Watts article and the Beatles article. And you get more Rolling Stone ad. And there's a full page of some text on the Foo Fighters. And that article continues on. There's Charlie Watts continuation. So they did justice by Charlie, and they've got some career sexy ads here. And Fear No Home Sex, and then Brandi Carlile, whoever that is, and then more Rolling Stone ad. And that's the magazine. That's it. Not much to it. Now let's check out the 1971. You had to fold it out, so it's more like a newspaper. So we're starting here about dope. There's a dope article. I like that, just to start off. That's Joni doing the funky chicken. We've got an ad here that's kind of cleverly drawn for Chuck Mangione. We've got letters to the editor, which I guess they dumped that in the new edition. I used to like the letters to the editor. Random Notes was always a good one to read. Jan Wenner, of course, was the publisher of both of these. Now here's Do You Feel Ripped Off? Yeah, I feel ripped off by this magazine over here. This is a good one, 50 years ago. They're telling you what to do about it. Now, there's more on the cannabis article. And here we've got an ad here for, it's basically for Rolling Stone magazine, another one of their own ads for the magazine. And then we're continuing here on the dope article. A Grateful Dead advertisement for the best Grateful Dead album here, or not the best of, but Grateful Dead Live. And then another series of articles here on the dope and the people getting high and everything, and money. And then Aretha Franklin albums here are promoted. Speaking of Aretha, there's a whole full page ad for her. And then here, another full page article with quite a bit of text here on this one, talking about the whole scene going on. And then C-Train was a band back in the early 70s, pretty good band. And then another whole full page article here. Look at this, a lot of text. And then we've got some more ads for Lenny Bruce here. Who didn't like Lenny Bruce? And how about there? Jerry Garcia and John McLaughlin. Great music. Another full page article here, again on the dope scene there, I believe. That's what that is. Brian Jones here promoting a rock and roll band. So I don't really know what this is, but it looks pretty cool. And then let's continue on here. Another Creedence Clearwater revival. A nice full page article on Creedence. There's a lot to read. And then we got Savoy Brown. They were a great band, and I like them. Another full page article here talking about the actual music. It was a music magazine back then. And Rocky Mountain, there's my scene there, a dope scare in Casper, Wyoming. Marijuana, I'm talking about it. Don't talk about it much now in the new one. And here's another full page ad for Jimi Hendrix, Rainbow Bridge, the soundtrack. Not one of his best soundtracks, I don't guess. But here's another set of cool pictures here at an expedition in Plague City, Calcutta, talking about India. All right, here's King, B.B. King, a full page. They had some full page ads, but they were for albums back then. Music, not cigarettes and other garbage. And this was, again, the continuation of the article in Bangladesh. And then the Pink Floyd album, Metal. That's one of my favorite albums of theirs, Metal. It's a great album. And then another full page here on this Expedition City. So you can see a lot more text and writing. And here's very new albums of the day. And these were new. Electric Warrior, T-Rex, John Hartford, Fleetwood Mac, Future Games. Cool album. Little Richard. You can check them out. Lazarus. All right. We'll come over here. Another full page article here on the Bangladesh, the refugees and the situation. And just a lot better writing back then. Then we got a full page article here for the Beatles. And there's Magical Mystery Tour. And check this out. The Blue Meaning. This is from National Lampoon magazine. And so it was a preview, or a kind of a, I guess you'd call it a preview of the magazine itself, what was coming out in the next edition. So here's a whole little thing here about the Beatles. And they don't need a vibrator, and they're jumping around doing some crazy stuff there. I love this. This is really kind of hip, kind of cool. You're just not seeing that in today's Rolling Stone, are you? Nothing like this. This was back in the era of psychedelics, when psychedelics were new and people were actually really tripping out in a good way. I don't know if we're still doing it in a good way. I don't know. Maybe we are. It's hard to say. That's National Lampoon magazine ad. And here's another little ad here for another record. These are mostly record ads. Perspectives here by Ralph Gleason, was one of the best writers for Rolling Stone. And so I'm going to go back and reread these articles here in this one. I'm not going to read the current one. Here's Van Ronk. I think, he played around with Bob Dylan. And then here's jazz, Dave Hubbard, Sonny Red. I'm learning some stuff about music in this one that you're not going to find in the new one. You're just not. And then we got an article here, a big article on the Beach Boys, California Saga. So this is just part one. It's a two-part thing, and it goes, look at that. That's a lot of writing about the Beach Boys, far more than anybody they're writing in the new magazine. And they cover their early surf days and then their days when they evolved past the surf music. So you got a lot of reading here about the Beach Boys. There's Brian Wilson. And there's the boys out there in a concert. And there's Brian guzzling down a soda, probably. And there's Brian looking pretty sharp with his wife. And quite a lengthy article. But look, the article goes on and on. There's Brian Wilson shopping in a drugstore for pills. I mean, maybe this is health food he's going for, I suppose. But look, the article continues on. And there's Brian again in a portrait. And it's just beautiful here. They give some of the lyrics. And look, hey, the article's not finished, folks. There's Brian Wilson again, more Beach Boys. And I'm just telling you, this was a good value for 60 cents. You were getting a lot of magazine, a lot. There's the Beach Boys at that time in 1971, apparently. And so just saying, this is just part one. Part two is coming. And of course, I don't have that one, but then we go to Black Sabbath. And there's Ozzy, and this is Annie Leibovitz, great photographers. I don't think she works for Rolling Stone anymore, and I doubt it. But anyway, there's the boys. Some classic photos here of Black Sabbath, if you're into them. I certainly liked them. A nice lengthy article on the Sabbath. And there you go. Black Sabbath sold out. And that article, way longer than any article in the new magazine. And then you look here at books. We've got John Lennon Remembers. We've got the Connoisseur's Handbook of Marijuana. We've got the Cosmic Bicycle Sati, whatever. The Book of Days. And it's just, this was the hippie days, folks, I got to say. Rolling Stone books there. And now we come over, Monsters for Everyone. And I don't know what this article is about, but it certainly looks interesting. And got some nice little, just drawn illustrations, not the slick, glossy, sort of like, I don't know what this is supposed to be over here. It's just sold out, if you ask me. Check that out. Is that whet your appetite a little bit? A little titillating? These are funny. This is in the style of the Underground Comics, Arc, Chrome, Zap Comics, that sort of thing. And so it looks like a pretty cool article there, worth reading. And that article continues on over here with even more strange-looking, bizarre pictures. Really, really cool. It's graphic there. I hope we can show that on YouTube. And then you got a Clark Kent versus, I had one of these. I had 4 JBL L100 studio monitor speakers at one time back in the 70s. They were great speakers. And now we get to records. Let's see what records we're reviewing. How about John and Yoko? John's album Imagine gets reviewed. And look at the review. The ones today go about this long, the reviews in their magazine, about this long. That's it. But this one goes on this far, this far, this far. Look, that's a good review. They really fill the page up. And then over here we have a review on James Brown, Hot Pants album. We've got one on Winwood and Capaldi, Welcome to the Canteen, Traffic. We've got Savoy Brown, Street Corner Talking. We saw the ad earlier in the magazine. Bee Gees, Trafalgar, maybe not their best known album. And we've got Joan Baez, Blessed Are. So that's pretty good for album reviews. But wait, there's more. We've got more records. We've got The Hills of Indiana by Lonnie Mack. We've got The Sun, Moon, and Herbs, Dr. John, The Night Tripper. We've got Don Nix, Living by the Days, great blues rock. We've got Gene Clark, he was in The Byrds, great solo album here. And I don't know this Quinames band, but who knows? They might be actually good. I have to look them up. And then we got Budget Records here in tape. So they're advertising albums a lot in this old Rolling Stone. That you're not seeing albums $3.59. Now you might find one used for that price today, used. But more of them than often, they're like $10 or $15. New ones run $25, $35, $40. You've probably heard of some of these bands. Steve Miller, the band. And Oh, look, more record reviews. We got, no, I'm not going to find this many in the current Rolling Stone. We got Surrender by Diana Ross, the Lot Lenya album. We've got McGinnis and Flint, that's, you know, McGinnis of the Byrds. And then we've got Madura, which I'm not too familiar with them. But that was the state of the music back then. And then we've got an advertisement for guitars. That's kind of cool. And Dr. John, the Night Tripper, got an album, The Gumbo Cooker. And that's all of the reviews. But now we get back to the rock and roll movement. So there's a nice full page article here. Again, lots of writing and text to read. And we got Blast from the Past, an ad here for some first-time farmer's guide, grow your own, and plug in Rolling Stone again. And we come over now, films. There's a great film by Nicholas Roeg, Walkabout, and also reviewed as Soul to Soul. So that's not too bad, just 2, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And there's a performance review by John Landau, who also is a producer, a great writer for Rolling Stone. And then the Boohoo Bible. Who's heard of the Boohoo Bible? There he is, firing up a doobie. Check out the Boohoo Bible. You can get this on Amazon or on eBay. It runs around $15 today. And it's sort of a satire, kind of predates Bob Dobbs and the Church of the Subgenius. It's just sort of a takeoff, a satire. And it's a religion, the neo-psychopathic character test included in the Boohoo Bible. So that's kind of a fun thing you can order still. And now more film reviews over here. Let's check this out. What else are we talking about here? We're talking about The Crook, Johnny Got His Gun. That's a great movie. McCabe and Miss Miller, classic film. Blue Water, White Death, not familiar. Romance of a Horse Thief, not familiar. Punishment Park. Sunday Bloody Sundays, a great John Schlesinger film. The Projectionist, interesting. Going Down the Road, Shaft, there's a great fun movie. So some pretty interesting movie clips here. And then Paul Krasner, How a Satirical Editor Became a Yippie Conspirator. Paul Krasner, very, very funny, intelligent writer. And now we're talking here about more albums, and then the Barclay James Harvest album. So a lot of music being promoted in the old Rolling Stone. How about books? Remember those? The San Francisco Poet books. There's a whole full page right up there on a book. And then a poem there by Scotty. And then more album reviews. Big Brother and the Holding Company. And an Isley Brothers album. You gotta love this, folks. The ads in the back are very interesting too. There's some ads back here that are kind of fun to look at. The bullshit posters. Waterbeds were just coming into their own back then. And these are classifieds for musicians, that sort of thing. Movie posters, which we know are very big today. Legal hash. They're talking about buying legal hash. I think I tried to buy that one time. Sent off for that. How to make hash out of your cannabis with an isomerizer. And then Jonathan Edwards. He had a few hits promoting his album. And the Blues Project. And there you go, Lazarus. And so there you go. The final back page is more promotion. Hot Tuna. And then Jefferson Airplane Bark. So I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of what you think, which is a better value. This one in 1971 for 60 cents, worth $4.20 today. This piece of garbage for $10. Not hard to decide, is it?